Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Cast Potatoes, but episode 64. We had a great time last time, but today we have another special guest, old friend of mine, a man of many talents, filled with many stories, and whom I also shared a apartment with in some time in our past. But I'll let him speak for himself. We'll have a good time. We're gonna share stories, have a conversation, ask some questions, and we're gonna have a blast. That's what counts. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Mr. Kalvin Perry. All right, here we go. Oh, it's getting on. It's getting on. The suspense is killing me.
Let's start fresh. Let's
start fresh.
Okay.
All right. So last thing we were saying was, people you were catching up with, who you stayed in touch with. You said Alfred, it was his birthday.
So Alfred's birthday. It was Alfred's birthday, and I just talked to him, and he's doing well, and yeah, man. I mean, I other than that, I haven't seen anyone or talked to anyone. I've been seeing a couple of people on social media.
Yeah.
But that's about it. But it's not. Yeah. We haven't been in touch. You know what? Who's responsible for organizing a 5-year? Is there a 5-year anniversary, graduation anniversary thing, or is there 10 years? Is it every 10 years, or even with high school, right? Because
I think it's 10, isn't it?
Yeah, it's every 10 years, I think.
Is it 10 years?
Yeah, and I think I know for high school, I think this is also based on high school movies that I've seen, but I think that there's usually a committee that they're kind of hey, we're gonna be in charge for the rest of our lives, and we're just gonna keep this going.
Wow.
I think, right? But I assume there's some type of committee.
I think I'm that committee. I think I was the president of leadership and student body. I don't even remember what the title was, but I'm pretty sure I'm a part of that committee. Me and a couple of my friends are supposed to be organizing our our anniversary. I had no intentions on doing this, but I think it would be selfish not to, right? I would be robbing other people of the opportunity to experience their high school, anniversary. And so I guess for that reason, I got to do something. But I guess I'm just realizing, shit, that's on me. Wow. Yeah. Who the hell is supposed to pay for it? I'm not gonna pay for it. I'm supposed to pay for it too.
Well, I think now, okay, let's say if none of what's happening was happening, I think there'd be I'm sure, like you said, this committee, I think that would be the student body, president, VP, treasurer, all that stuff.
Oh, God, it is me.
Yeah, I think eventually there should have been a plan in place already. But I'm assuming because I think a lot of the high schools that do it are huge high schools, especially in the Valley. They get unlimited amount of support financially. They're here, spend this on your 10-year high school reunion or whatever. So it's
right.
Yeah, I know a school.
Wow.
He's not going to do that.
We did have some middle school friends who not our middle school friends, but a couple of friends. They got their middle school friends together as a 10-year anniversary, and they just did it at a park, a barbecue, and everyone pitched in with their own thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it just depends on who wants to do it, where they want to do it at.
Yeah, cheaper. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's for sure. Listen, if you put me in charge of a 10-year, I shouldn't say that. I was going to say, if you put me in charge of a 10-year anniversary, I'm going to make everybody pay in advance, and they're going to show up on the day of the event to the venue, and there's going to be nobody there. You're going to say, this guy skated off with all our ticket sales. I'm going to use it to book a real show.
Yeah, but hey, where the money at?
I'm going to use it to book a real event.
Oh, my gosh. Well, you know what? Speaking of events, I know you mentioned that you did have an event, right? And if I'm correct, that was the one with Too Short and DJ Quick, right?
Yeah. We had to postpone that. Pretty much everything that I had confirmed for this year has been has been
Yeah.
postponed. I mean, like, so originally the show was supposed to be in April of this year. And probably around February, we decided to push the show back, to postpone it. And at the time in February, we thought August was a good date. So I moved it to August, thinking, by August, COVID will be gone and we won't be thinking about it. And, we'll do the show. And so here we are into July. August is next month and COVID's still here. So we're like, wow, this is taking a whole life of its own. So that show actually ended up being postponed a second time till April of next year. So literally a full year from when the show was supposed to happen. And because the show was postponed, I just thought it was the right thing to do to give people an option at refunds. And so I opened the window so that anybody who bought tickets, let's say if you bought tickets in January, February, thinking the show was in April, you may want your money back at that point. So I just opened a window for anyone who purchased a ticket that they could get a refund. And if they want to hold on to the ticket, that their tickets would be honored on the new date. And then I had so many refund requests for the show that I just figured, well, you know what? The show is not until April of next year. It's July now. I'm going to have plenty of time to promote the show. It'd be almost like starting from scratch. So you know what? Every dollar that I have made in ticket sales thus far, I'm just going to give it away. So I'm going to donate it to the Bail Project, which is a nonprofit dedicated to bailing people out of jail that really can't afford to pay their own bail. And so, so that's kind of where, part of the idea came in. And so, yeah, so I mean, basically, yeah, the show's not till next April, but all of the sales from now to July are going to be donated. And I probably won't start promoting the show again until like November, December. I mean, like at this point, the show's so far away. I mean, at this point, I'm confirming new dates for next year's schedule. So I'm just looking at summer 2021 at this point. I mean, this year is pretty much a wash. I mean, unless it's virtual shows or drive-in concerts, which honestly, I haven't really been interested in touching it. I've had a couple of people reach out about doing virtual concerts and a couple of people reached out about doing some drive-in stuff, but I just don't really want to take the risk. The venues are a little expensive and, you're selling a ticket for a car with 4 people in it at $75. I mean, it's, the artists want the same money. So, I mean, how's that even going to work? So I'm just going to pass on that and just focus on scheduling for next year. And hopefully, by April of next year, we're all good to go. And the shows that we book now sell well. And, hopefully we have a really, really good, strong next year, which I hope we will. I mean, there's a number of people that are going to be unemployed. So, I mean, that can't be ignored. I mean, like on one end, you want to think that like there's going to be a bunch of pent up demand for concerts. But at the same time, when you have 30, 40 million people unemployed, I mean, how many people can really afford a concert ticket? So it's just one of those things, man. I mean, it might be, I have no intentions on not promoting shows, but just a short-term pivot might be necessary depending on really how sales look by the end of this year for shows that are scheduled for next year. It'll help me to determine how strong of a year I'm going to have and whether or not a pivot's going to be necessary to, figure something else out for the short term. So,
Kalvin, my bad for interrupting, bro. But what is it specifically that you do? Because I saw that you have a company, right? Is that yours mainly? That you like bring it up from the ground up, or like what? What is it you do?
It's a company I started in high school. It's a concert promotion business. So I mean, it started off just like promoting parties and stuff. I used to throw these. Well, in middle school, I used to throw these parties. So my parents divorced when I was in the 6th grade, and so I was just looking for a way to make a few bucks without having to ask my mom for money. So I had asked my mom. I said, "Can I throw a party in the yard? I borrow $100 for a party. I'll pay you back." She said, "Sure, no problem." I threw a party. I made a few bucks. I paid her back, and we just kept doing it. So every month I started throwing these parties at the house, and they just kind of grew. And I would have all the local DJs come out and play, and then it went from parties to doing like movie nights. So I bought like a projector and a blow up screen, and I bought a bunch of chairs and tables and tents and popcorn machines and cotton candy machines and stuff. And I was charging friends, $10 to get in and watch 2 movies in my backyard, and just kind of became a thing. And just over time, eventually I got shut down by the city we had one of the last parties I did at my mom's house had like 400 people show up. And then there was like another 300 people outside trying to get in. So we had like 700 people that came to my house. And obviously they couldn't all get in, and so shut down by the city, big fine, ticket for disturbing the peace and being a public nuisance. And but my mom was actually the one that said, dude, you're pretty good at this, you should keep going. So I started renting like local hotel ballrooms and auditoriums and just small venues throughout LA and Culver City, and throwing these little ratchet parties and warehouses and stuff. And once again, I now had to pay for a venue, so I had to figure out, well, how do I make more money with this? I would get local rappers to come out and I'd make them pay to play. And I'd tell guys, like, dude, if you sell 10 tickets or you sell 15 tickets, you can perform your latest song. You know, I'll give you 5 minutes stage time or whatever. So I'd have like 10 artists or 15 artists performing at these parties, but they really turned into like mini concerts.
Yeah, festivals.
Yeah, and I used to have like local promoters that like hated me because like I would like overpay the DJs to come DJ. So like if I had like a DJ who I wanted to come do my event, I'd say, I just want you to come play 1 hour, but I'm going to pay you for 2 hours and I'm going to give you a little section. And so those guys were loving it. But I would do that with like 3 or 4 or 5 DJs. So I'd have a 5-hour party and I'd have 5 different DJs each party. And so there's no other party to compete with.
Yeah.
So I'd have all the DJs. So if I got all the DJs, who's throwing a party? Nobody's throwing a party. It's only mine. So everybody would come to my parties. And yeah, I just kind of scaled it. Then I started doing concerts and it kind of went from there. I mean, it just kind of turned into its own thing. I mean, I never planned any of it. I never like said like, oh, I'm going to do concerts, or it just kind of like happened. I did one and then I said, oh, doing okay, I'll do another one. And then I would lose money on a concert. And so I was just trying to figure out how to recoup the money I just lost. So I would do another concert to try and make that money back. And so it just kind of like snowballed and kept going. And then eventually I was like actually getting solid acts. So I mean, like in 2014, I booked Nipsey Hussle, and then again in 2015, I booked them. And then like there's a crazy situation. Like one time the first time I booked them, I like booked them through like a fraudulent booking agency. So like I had paid this agency who was supposed to book them for me. I sent my deposit, confirmed it. I'm selling tickets. The show's almost sold out. And then he goes on social media and he's like, this is a fake show. I'm not booked for this. And so I was sick to the stomach, man, because I got basically scammed. Yeah. And I had to reach back out to the agency, and it became a whole big thing. And thank goodness, most people don't get their money back. I ended up getting my money back. I ended up having a friend who's did some research and found out a lot of information about this guy. So we were able to reach out and say, look, dude, you know, you live on this street, your kids go to this school, you know, your mom lives here, you know, this is your address. Like we pretty much just got all this information. So just send the money back, bro. Like, what are you doing? And it turns out this guy had actually scammed a number of people out of like $1.5 million and ended up getting arrested and going to jail for a number of years. And so, yeah, he ended up getting caught up. But because I had got scammed on that show and it looked so bad for me, I was like, well, shit, I actually have to do this show now, because I don't want to leave that taste in anyone's mouth about me. I don't want anyone to see that I was booking some fraudulent show and they don't know the story, and they don't need to know the story. People are just going to see what they saw. So then I was determined, like, okay, I guess I got to book Nipsey Hussle for real now. And I had to pay him a lot more than what I had paid the first agency, and we made it happen. And even that show almost got canceled, like literally like 4 or 5 days before the show, the venue canceled. The venue canceled the show on me because they went bankrupt. So they were closing the venue. And so I had to like find a new venue on 4 days notice and relocate the show. And the original show was in Glendale. So I had to move the show from Glendale to downtown LA. I had to move the show from 8 o'clock at night PM to a 6 o'clock in the evening show. And so I had to refund hundreds of tickets for people that couldn't make it to the new venue, and then try to sell more tickets for the show that's now only 4 days away. And somehow I pulled it off. We went from a venue that held 700 people to a venue that held 1,500 people. I sold 800 tickets. I think in that last day, I sold 800 tickets overnight. It's like 700 or 800 tickets overnight. And we made a lot of money on the show. And I was actually super lucky and super fortunate, because like generally when you book a show and you're playing a small room and then it moves to a larger room, the artist wants a lot more money. But fortunately, like Nipsey was like super cool and was just like, it is what it is. Like, you know, just do your thing, little bro. And even like I remember at sound check, like we had the wrong equipment. It was just a shit. It was just a shit show. We had like the wrong equipment because like his DJ sent us the wrong rider, so we had like the wrong turntables and didn't have a lot of the shit that we should have had. And he came to sound check and couldn't even do the sound check. And I was just like, oh, this is a disaster. And he was just like, hey, bro, just have it right at showtime, man. And he left and came back, and showtime was perfect. But yeah, man, it just, I don't know, like it just kind of kept going, man. And I never planned any of this stuff. I know I'm being really long-winded right now. This is all a really long-winded answer. But it just kind of turned into something I never expected. I mean, then I think a part of it was like, just like always being open to opportunities and always being willing to work. So like I did a bunch of gigs for free. People would reach out about wanting to do stuff, and like I just never said no. Like shit that I didn't even do, I was like, yeah, I do that. Like if you call me and ask me if I do something, the answer is yes. I'm gonna just figure it out. Like I'm not like, oh, I only do this. So at least at that point, I was like, nah, yeah, sure. I mean, I just want opportunity. I'll do anything. So people are like, hey, can you book a venue for my party? Sure, I do that. Whatever. Yeah, I do that. You know, like I do it all. So I became that guy for a while. And then eventually I just was like, you know what? I want to focus on booking my own concerts, and somehow got into booking colleges, booking shows for college universities, and, you know, that whole thing. So it's been interesting. But yeah, it's all that to say, yeah, it's my business, it's my company.
And you do that full time, or do you have like another job?
Full time.
Full time.
So I mean, this is all I do. In the middle of a pandemic, I'm starting to think I should have another job, but no, man, it's all I do, man, and it's all I really have time for. I mean, because it's a full-time job, man. Like, like there's almost no way to like book the volume of shows that I want to book and work a full-time job elsewhere. Like for a while I did do that, but it wasn't really sustainable for me. And I just felt like things that I should have been noticing, I wasn't noticing because my attention was elsewhere. And so I just decided to dedicate all of my time to trying to grow my business, and scale it to a point where, you know, not only it can support me, but it can support the people that I work with. And so yeah, I've been successful in doing that. I mean, obviously, there's still a lot more that I want to do, and I mean, I'm not even like a blip on the radar in terms of like the volume of shows that I do in comparison to some of the larger promoters. I mean, obviously, you can name them: Live Nation, Golden Voice, AEG. All those guys are doing. Yeah. I mean, they're killing it. I mean, and there's even like local promoters that are doing just outrageous numbers. And so, I mean, I'm obviously still plenty of room to grow, but I could say, I mean, like I mean, I'm 24 and I started in high school, and I didn't have any support. I didn't have like a connection in the music business or in the industry. I didn't have like money. I just grinded, man. Like I just was like, I'm gonna just figure it out, man. So I'm pretty happy with the progress that's been made. And obviously I think there's a lot more to do and a lot more to accomplish, not even remotely close to what I want to do, but just taking it sort of a day at a time. But probably one of the things that I've been doing like in this last year is like, I had this thing of like trying to come up with a 10-year plan of like what I want to do in 10 years. And I would write out, and I wrote out my 10-year plan. So just in this last year, especially in the middle of this pandemic, this year, I said, well, here's my 10-year goal. Here's my 10-year plan. How do I squeeze all this into 1 year? So just by doing that, it's kind of like changed the way that I look at things and the things that I feel like I have time for now. And so now I'm looking at my 10-year plan, and I'm realizing that I'm on year 4, and we're, you know, and we're at July. And even though I'm, you know, we're more than halfway through the year and I'm less than halfway through the plan, it's like, dude, I'm 4 years into my plan in 7 months. So I think just being a little bit less reasonable with myself in terms of timelines and deadlines, and just getting after it, man. Like we don't need half the time we give ourselves like these ridiculous timelines, in part because it gives us a little bit of time to procrastinate. You know, you figure you can bullshit a little bit of time if you tell yourself it's going to take you a month to do it. But if you tell yourself that you have to do this in 3 days, you have no time to fuck off. So I've just kind of been doing that, man. I put my 10-year plan in a year, and if I fall short on it, I mean, shit, I'm way ahead of my 1-year plan. So yeah, I just kind of been doing that.
Yeah, and I'm curious. Like you said before, right? Your roots were back in high school, right? And starting this,
Yeah.
and what would you say keeps you going? Like, because let's say from high school, right? Like, let's say we reference it just about 10 years, right? Of you just grinding and working your way towards it. What keeps you going to this day and not getting tired of it?
Well, because I haven't really accomplished anything. So, you know, like I'm not like, that's like, I'm not really a big fan of those people that are like, oh, I've been doing this for 30 years. And then I go, well, what do you have? What have you accomplished in those 30 years?
Yeah.
You know, so like the amount of time you've been doing something, to me, to one degree, it's important, you know, you want the experience, but it doesn't really mean anything. I mean, like if you've been doing it for 10 years, that's great. But what have you accomplished? What do you have? What can you show for it? You know, do you have assets? Do you have anything to show for it? And so what keeps me going is that I've been doing this shit for 10 years and I don't really have a whole lot that I can say. I mean, I feel like I'm, not to discredit myself, I've done a lot, but in the grand scheme of things and in comparison to what I want to do, I'm nowhere near those goals. So I look at it and I'm like, I don't do shit. You know, my friends tell me like, oh man, like, dude, that's awesome. You've done this, this, and this. But if you ask me, I'm like, dude, we are just, I mean, I'm just getting started, man. Like I'm not. So that's kind of what keeps it going. And then on top of that, I think I kind of like obsessed over it, man. Like it's really fun, and I'm obsessed over like putting these events together that I think people will enjoy. And I think initially it was for the money, and now it's like it's more for just like the accomplishment of like seeing the show from start to finish and having a great time with it, and having other people experience those fun events. And obviously I want to make money. I mean, I'm running a business, but
Yeah.
It's not just about the money anymore, I guess. I mean, there's plenty of like opportunities and things that I've turned down that would have paid well, but it just, I didn't think maybe it was worth it for what it could do to my reputation or whatever the situation might have been. I mean, if it were just about the money, I'd have taken a whole lot of deals a long time ago, but for me, it's just got to make sense in the long term. And I want to build something that can, ultimately, I want to build a company that can sustain itself without me. You know, so whether I'm in the picture or not, it can run itself. And I'm not there yet, so I got a long way to go. First off, some of these artists think that they can sell venues that they can't sell. Okay, they think that they could do like Staples Center or something. And it's like, dog, like me and Luis just have like a bit of like a joke about this all the time. Like, yo, we're gonna put Bobby V at the Rose Bowl. Like, we're gonna like, first off, truth be told, if you want to book Bobby V at the Rose Bowl, you better be prepared to lose all your money. Okay, like you're not gonna make any of that money back. You are gonna lose all of your money. All of your investment is going to crap. I've had that happen a couple of times with like artists that like just want way too much money for a show, or artists that think the room is too small. And it's like, dude, last time you played the market, you sold 100 tickets, dog. Like, knock it off. For whatever reason, they think like they're so hot. Like, because I get a lot of upcoming artists that reach out and they're like, hey, like, you know, I got a lot of fans. Like, yo, I got 10,000 followers. Like, let's do a show. Let's go on tour. Blah blah blah. And I'm just like, yo. You know, you may have 10,000. Yeah, listen, 10,000 followers and 10,000 supporters are two different things.
Yeah.
You could have 1 million followers. There's people that got 1 million followers but still can't sell tickets. Mm-hmm. So the amount of followers you have is really kind of irrelevant. It's just more or less about like how active those people are and how many supporters you actually have. Because I'm more inclined to work with somebody who has 50,000 followers, but all those people are very loyal supporters. Yeah, I'm going to work with someone who's got 2 or 3 million followers and just a bunch of clout. It doesn't mean they're going to sell tickets, you know? And so it's just, you know, understanding the back. Like I'd use that person with the $3 million followers. I'd rather use those people to promote my show than to actually book those people. So, you know, it depends on the situation though, but I tend to be really conservative with the shows. So I tend to work with acts that I feel are pretty safe. Bobby V is not one of those acts. Okay, Bobby Valentino is not one of those acts. Okay, maybe I put him as support on the show. Like if I was booking a show, like an R&B show,
That one song he could play over and over again.
Yeah, but like I would. That's like booking Jim Jones for a concert. Like he gonna do Ballin' 9 times. He's gonna do that song. He's gonna open the show with Ballin'. He's gonna
run it back.
He's gonna do another song, and then the third song he's gonna go. Oh, I know what y'all came to hear. Play that shit again, DJ. Ballin', we fly high.
Oh.
No. Then he's gonna do the acapella version of the song.
Oh.
Ballin'. Then he's gonna do something else, and he's gonna get booed, and then he's gonna say, "What y'all want to hear? Oh, I know what y'all want to hear. DJ, play that shit again." He's gonna play that song 9 times.
Oh.
Yeah, like. So those are the acts that you have to book for like a 5-minute set, you know, on a bill with like 10 other acts.
Yeah.
We've all seen those shows with like 10 artists on the bill, 15 artists on the bill to sell the tickets.
Oh man, I remember used to be like, "What are you talking about, Bob?" You'd be like, "Come on, Bob." Oh.
I'm like, come on, Bob, knock it off, man. Like, Bob, will you stop it? Like, man, I got fans. I can sell tickets, man. Like, Bobby, please don't do this to yourself. Stop it, Bobby. That's like, yeah, there's a couple of artists I've had that experience with where they like think they can sell a lot more tickets, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they can sell tickets, but I tell you what, I don't believe Bobby Valentino could sell out the Rose Bowl. I'll just say that. I don't buy it. I don't believe you could do the Staples Center.
What was that one song that really popped off?
Slow down.
Oh, slow down.
To get to
know you.
Listen, I'll tell you what. He can't do Rose Bowl. He can't do Staples Center. He can't do Microsoft. I don't believe he could do the Novo. I don't even believe he could do the El Rey. Okay? I don't think he could do that. I don't even think. I don't even believe. You ever been to the observatory?
Yeah.
Okay, you know how the observatory has that small room on the side, called this constellation room? I don't even believe he could do that room. Okay? I don't even believe. Okay, have you ever been? I'm trying to think. There's a Starbucks out here, and it's got like an area that holds like 30 people. I don't believe he could do that room. Okay? I believe if I book Bobby Valentino, the only people that are going to be at that show are me and Bob. That's it. Ain't nobody coming to that show. Okay? Nope, his manager is not even coming to that show. His manager's going to call and say, "Yo, I'll catch you on the next one."
Hey, yo. Oh.
Is that harsh?
No.
Nah, hey.
No.
There's a reason why we haven't seen a Bobby V show. I mean, I think that itself speaks for it.
Exactly. Nobody wants to see him. Who wants to see him?
Yeah. Well, you know what?
That's like Jason Derulo. You going to a Jason Derulo concert? You going to see Jason Derulo in concert? You can book him at a club. You can book a club.
Yeah, that's why he's doing all those TikTok videos, man.
You could do a club. You could do a radio show. You could do some kind of award show. Ain't nobody going to no Jason Derulo concert. Who you know going to a Jason Derulo concert? You know somebody going to see Flo Rida live in concert? Listen, I love Flo Rida songs. I ain't going to a concert. I may go see him at a club. I'm not even going to see him at a club. Let me just stop there. Okay? I ain't going. I don't know nobody's going. You know, the only people I know going to see Flo Rida are fraternity friends from Syracuse University, and they may not go. They may have grown out of that phase.
Hey, didn't they book him for an event at Syracuse? Or am I tripping?
It bombed.
Did it? What was it for?
It had to. I don't know.
I wasn't there.
Listen, I wasn't there. Were you there? Did you go? Do you even remember what it was? No. It was Flo Rida. Who remembers? Nobody
Oh,
remembers. Half the people there don't even remember they were there.
they're probably like, "Where's Pitbull?" Oh, they're waiting for him to
Yeah,
come out.
they're like Flow Rider. Oh, I thought you said Florida Georgia line. Oh, okay. Flow Rider, not Florida. I
Oh,
got it.
you know what? That reminds me. I'm pretty sure I heard of it, but I know there's a thing that T-Pain was going on tour, but he didn't sell tickets.
Yeah,
What
but you
was
know
up
what?
with that?
I think that was in part bad marketing, bad, just whoever promoted the tour
Yeah.
clearly didn't do such a hot job of promoting. But I think also a lot of people like came out of the woodworks after he had postponed the tour, saying, "Oh, if I had known, I would have gone. I would have gone to a tour." I think a lot of that was also like people that like they weren't gonna buy a ticket, like it's just like when a party gets canceled, you gotta be like, "Damn, man, I was gonna go." No, you weren't. No, you weren't. If your friend hits you up and is like, "Yo, let's go out," and you're like, "Yeah," and you really don't want to go out, and then they hit you up at the last minute and they're like, "Hey, man, unfortunately, you have to cancel," and you got to go, "Damn,
Oh,
man, all right."
damn.
You are not upset, okay? You are happy, okay? You had no intent. You're happy that they canceled before you canceled because you were planning on it, but you were just gonna wait till the last second. So that's what that is. That's all that is.
Oh,
But that said, I mean, like he didn't have an album out, he didn't have a new record out. He was just gonna go on tour. What was he gonna do? A T-Pain Greatest Hits tour? I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe he would do it. I don't know.
yeah.
I mean, I'd probably book it.
Yeah.
I'd probably book it.
Oh man. Yeah. And the thing is, like, I'm not saying I'm the biggest T-Pain fan, but I appreciate T-Pain and what he's done.
Yeah.
But I didn't even know
Fun
he was
show.
on tour until that whole controversy or whatever that he wasn't selling tickets.
Yeah.
I was
I
like,
think
what?
what they should have done is they should have booked a couple of his really, really, really strong markets, announce those shows, sell those shows out, and add dates. So it would have looked like there was like a huge demand for a tour for him and let that sell itself. But instead, they announced 20, 30 dates at once, and then you have half of them flop. And so, I mean, it's like, now it just doesn't look hot.
Yeah.
But if you announce 4 dates, 5 dates, they all sell out. Then you add 2 or 3 due to popular demand. And now people are like, "Oh, fuck, T-Pain's on tour. When is he coming to such and such?" And then you announce those cities. And I think you play rooms that are a little bit smaller than you feel comfortable. Like, that's the thing. Artists don't want to go to small rooms, but like it's someone like him, like, yeah, you may not be able to sell a 3,000 cap room. So,
You can sell a House
you
of
got to
Blues.
sell. Yeah, I mean, you got to play smaller rooms, and like it's better to play the small room and sell it out than it is to take the big room and sell half the tickets.
Yeah. Oh man. And you know what? That does remind me though. We used to have this game where, like you mentioned it before, but I would give him artists like a lineup, a venue, and see if he would make money or not. So I remember, there'd be times I'd be like, like I give him like maybe Beyonce or Jay-Z or no, and then he'd be like, oh yeah, and then as soon as I bring up Bobby V, I lost money. I'm out. Regardless of whoever is headlining, he's like, yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, like it don't matter who else is on the bill, bro. I'm not gonna sell no tickets, bro. It could be Beyonce and Bobby V. People love Beyonce. People gonna go, Bobby V's on it? Oh, I'm not going. Oh no, I'm not going to that. No.
Oh, you know what that reminds me too? I don't know if it was us, but I saw something and it said like, oh, Bow Wow and Friends. And I was like,
who's going to that? Who's going to that show? Who's going to Bow Wow and Friends? Nobody's going to Bow. You know what? Now maybe people go to Bow Wow and Friends.
Oh yeah, now.
Who's going to see Lil Romeo in concert? Who's going to see Romeo live in concert? Nobody's going to that show. Okay, these are shows that are just not going to sell. Doesn't mean they will never sell, but as of right now, they don't have a shot. Maybe they put out some songs and somehow blow up again and get some buzz about them. Maybe, but right now I can tell you, nobody's going to a Bow Wow show.
Do you think they could sell out a Zoom show, a live stream Zoom show?
Who's logging into that? Who's logging into that? You mean I gotta put a code in to watch that? I gotta type a code, a password in to watch? Not a chance.
Oh no!
Not a chance.
Oh my gosh!
Not a chance.
Well, I do have one question, but before we get into that, you know what? Let me just ask you straight up, because somebody asked me and I wasn't even know how to respond. But what do you think? What are your thoughts? You know, couple of words, couple of sentences. What are your thoughts on the current situation with Kanye West?
Oh man.
That's it. That's all we need.
Here's the thing.
Man.
I love Kanye.
Yeah.
I love Kanye, man. Kanye is like the greatest. It's like I see a lot of people saying like Kanye needs to get some better people around him. Like he needs some friends that'll pull him aside and say, "Hey, man, get off social media." Sure, maybe that's the case. Maybe that's not the case. I don't know that that's not the case. I don't know that his wife hasn't been telling him, "Hey, dude, log the fuck off of Twitter." You know, I imagine that's the case. I imagine there's a lot of people telling him he needs to get off Twitter. I think Kanye's just a loose cannon. You know, like I think that Kanye, you can't control Kanye West. Kanye West does what he wants when he wants, regardless of how you feel about it. So you either get on board or you get off. And yeah, man, I mean, I feel bad. I feel bad for the guy.
Yeah.
Because clearly there's something going on. He's clearly conflicted about something, and hopefully he gets the help that he needs. Crazy.
Oh man.
Hopefully, we were doing good, weren't we? We were doing good, and I just had to say, oh man, we were doing good. That was a good answer. That was an appropriate answer, and I had to roll it. Oh my God.
You want me to leave that in and cut it out?
You keep it, man. Kanye West needs to sit down somewhere. Kanye talking about running for president. Kanye ain't even president of his own house. How you gonna be president of the United States? He ain't even running his house. Like, I don't know, man. Kanye needs help, man. Hopefully he gets the help he needs, man.
Oh.
Hopefully he does, man. We were doing really good with that answer. I had to blow it.
It like a train just crashed, and it was a funny train crash though. We could laugh at it.
We'll take it.
But yeah, I mean, it even like. Because supposedly I think Donda the album was supposed to come out yesterday, but I honestly, knowing him, I still have hope.
Did Kanye even know?
Yeah.
Did he even know that it was coming out yesterday? Does he even remember saying it was coming out yesterday? How many times has Kanye said something's coming out tomorrow and we get disappointed?
Yeah,
I don't believe it till it comes out.
Yeah, and he even tweeted like album art cover, like just a couple hours ago.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't even know their songs. I think he just gave us an idea, and he's like, "Oh, I should probably get on it. I should start working on it right now."
Yeah, he's. We're not getting that album anytime soon. Okay, I don't even trust it anymore. When people say Kanye's dropping, I say, wait until you hear it and then tell me about it. That's when I know it. When it's for sure. I need to see it first. Did you hear it yet? No, I didn't hear it. Okay, then I don't believe it. Sorry about that.
I'm just gonna cut and start from there. Sorry about that. But but I was curious. I mean, I've always wondered, right? I don't think we got a chance to speak about this the last time you were on, and I'm sure Bruce is curious as well. What was I like as a roommate? What was it like to live with me in an apartment?
Oh yeah.
So the question was about how you were as a roommate.
Yeah,
you were easy as a roommate. You were easy to live with as a roommate. Well, one, you were never there.
Oh wait, whoa! Hey, you have to elaborate on that. You got to elaborate because people didn't think.
You were always out. Like you were always like going somewhere.
Partying.
No.
Not partying. Like he was either at like a rehearsal, or he was like doing like mainly at rehearsal. But he was like you were out with like the crew, man. You were out with Ness and the other dude.
Oh, Jay.
Chase. It was a Chase.
Yeah, Chase.
And Jay and the girl.
Chantel or Bree.
Yeah, both of those. Chantel's the wrestler, right?
Yeah. We had her on last episode too.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I remember her. She's like doing acting and stuff now, isn't she?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. And then there was another girl. Anyway, you were out a lot. I thought we lived easy together, man. Like I loved having you as a roommate, man. Like I just thought we never fought, we never had like arguments. When you left, you just left. But aside from that, I'm like waiting for Luis to come back, and he's gone. You know, like just dipped out. But aside from that, I mean, I liked having you as a roommate, man. Like, you know, me and Craig, when we were roommates initially, we did not get along, man, at all.
Oh, I remember you would tell me about this things.
At all, man. Like, at all. We just didn't like each other. And even, like, part of the reason, dude, you know what I didn't know?
What happened?
You know what I just found out? I just saw Larry was your original roommate.
Yeah. I told you that story.
Bro, I don't know why I saw Larry, like, oh, you asked me who I saw. I saw Larry a few weeks ago, and he was here in LA, and I went to see him. Well, I went to see him, and it was Larry and I don't remember the other guy's name, but we were just talking, and somehow it came up, and he talked about how, like, he was your original roommate, and I was like, wait. I said, you moved out. I said, so I moved in, like, when you moved out? He's like, yeah. I was like, dude, I did not realize that I took Larry's spot.
Yeah. I didn't tell you that.
I realized that Larry was the roommate.
Yeah, that whole situation can be a whole episode of in its own. But he was my roommate before you, yeah.
Wow. It just blew my mind, bro. It blew my mind. Yeah, no, it is a small world. It's just like, wow, that is really crazy that I didn't know that this whole time.
Yeah.
Like, I've been cool with Larry. You know, I just had no clue.
Yeah, and there's one thing I don't want to apologize, and I'll do it publicly because I think it is funny. I never did it on purpose. I don't know if you know what I'm referring to, but the thing is, when I get ready, I use the toilet, then I shower.
Right.
So I use the toilet, and I always flush. I always do. Right. And I jump in the shower. But for some reason, if I'm in a hurry, it'll slip my mind, or I guess I'll flush, but it doesn't go.
Oh, God.
So I do my thing, nothing about it. I'd leave, go rehearsal class, whatever it is. I'd get a text or a call. Yo, Luis, man, you didn't flush.
It must have just like rose back to the top or something. It just floated back up.
Yes, dude. But I remember I used to be so embarrassed. I'm like, damn. Oh, you know what? There's one time. I know you have to go in a bit, but I do want to speak of the one time that I almost did kill us both. And it was during the wintertime. So what Kalvin would do is he would turn on the oven. He would turn on the to heat up the apartment, right?
Yeah.
And and it worked. We would heat up the apartment. He'd turn it off. It'd be perfectly fine. The thing is, there was one night where he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna call it a night. I'm going to bed. Could you turn off, the oven when I go back? Before you go to bed?" I was like, "Dude, I got it. No problem." Bro, when I tell you, I could have swore I thought I did. But I went straight to my room, turned off the TV, warm, cozy, went to bed, knocked out. Next day, I wake up, fine, showered, do the thing, whatever. We meet up later in the apartment. He's like, "Hey, Luis, man, we got to talk, bro." And I was like, "What happened?" And he essentially told me that, well, the way he described it to me was so funny, but he said that as soon as he opened the door to wake, once he woke up to go get ready, he said a rush of hot air hit him so hard. Whoosh.
Yeah. Well, the oven had basically been on all night.
Yeah.
So the house downstairs was just getting so hot. And by the time, like, when I opened the door to come out, it was fucking hot. Like, it was hot to the point where, like, I had to, like, just open all the doors and all the windows to try and let it cool off. It was just hot, man. It was hot, dog. Yeah, I remember vaguely that. And, one thing I do, this is kind of random, but I just kind of crossed my mind. The one thing that I miss more than anything about Syracuse University, Sal's Wings and Sassy Sauce.
Oh, Sassy Sauce. Oh.
Dude.
Mwah.
Clearly there are not very many things I miss about Syracuse. But of all of the things that I miss about Syracuse,
The sassy
that's
sauce.
the thing that I think about most often. And it bums me out that I can't have those wings.
Yeah.
And dude, those wings, we used to order those wings and they would
We used
bring
to
those
pick out,
wings.
bro.
Oh,
2
those
pizzas,
wings.
1 for each. Wings.
With a sassy sauce and a side of ranch.
Yep.
Oh my God. And I had a little bit of Red Rooster hot sauce on the wings. Oh my God.
Yeah, dude.
Bro, that
Crazy.
I miss so. Bro, honestly, I think that's the best fried chicken I've ever had. I don't think I've ever had fried chicken.
Straight from
Maybe it's
Syracuse.
just like I just was craving that. But that fried chicken is so good.
Yeah, there's something about it. It was just different. It was weird.
I wish I had the recipe. I want to ask for the recipe.
Hey, just go back and stay there for a bit.
Do we know anybody that worked in the kitchen that'd be able to tell us the actual recipe?
I don't know. I mean, I could maybe hit somebody up
I'm
who's
gonna
there
call around
forever.
about that. I'm actually gonna try to figure the recipe out. See if I can trick someone into giving me a recipe. Because no, I kid you not, that sauce, whatever they put in that sauce, was the best sauce.
It was great.
And those chicken wings were seasoned to perfection. I mean, they were all. My mouth is water. I want some sassy wings right now, some sassy sauce and some wings right now, man. Those are like the best wings I ever had, man. No kidding.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's pizza, wings. I remember we did burgers. We didn't have like regular bread, so we did use bagels with some egg in it because it was gonna expire. There was a lot. There's so much, bro. I mean, it's one of those things where we need to have you back on the show soon.
We just made shit happen, dude.
Yeah. We survived.
We survived for real, dude. We really did, dog. We made it happen, dog. Like you said, making sandwiches with bagels and whatever's in the fridge.
Yeah.
Like, bro, we just ate whatever, bro. We made it happen, though. We wouldn't make a meal out of nothing, though.
Stocking up on juice.
Stocking up on it all, man. Like, hey, we made it happen, man. Like, whenever we had an opportunity to steal some water bottles from somewhere else, some Gatorades, we put them in the fridge. Bro, yeah, we made it happen, man. I miss that, man. We had a good time, dude.
Yeah,
I loved living with you, man. And there's, like I said, those are the things about Syracuse that I enjoy the most,
sure, yeah.
that I miss the most. Just like those nights of like hanging out and just talking shit and laughing late night. And dude, we'd stay up late and just like fucking just crack up, laughing, just making jokes, howling, knowing we got class in the morning.
Yeah.
And we ain't doing shit. We just talking, but we're just laughing, man, about any and everything, dude. And we would have the best time, man. And I remember like there was like I don't know if you would call like our back door, but like when we go out that back door, it'd be like an open field.
Huge, yeah.
And you could see other people playing games in the yard or whatever, chucking beer and all sorts of shit, man. And dude, we just had a ball, man. We just knew how to have a good time, how to have fun. And the crazy thing is like we were never one of those groups that like was involved in like drama or headache. Like I hear a lot of people talking now about like all the drama that happens. I don't know about any of that shit, man. I wasn't involved in any of that stuff. Like I didn't hang around people. I don't like dramatic people. So I'm dealing with drama. You know what I'm saying? Like there was gonna be no drama because I don't even like dramatic people.
Yeah.
Like all the people that I hung around were cool people. Like all these people that are like, even like with all these accusations and shit, all those guys seem like weirdos to me to begin with. So they were never my cup of tea to begin with. We were never friends to begin with. So I mean, like I just hang around cool people that are just like they just chill, man. And maybe it's an LA thing. Like,
I think it is, yeah.
I think I like chill people that are just cool, that mind their business, that are about their business. I don't want to talk to you about what somebody else is doing. I don't want to talk to you about somebody else's gossip. It got nothing to do with me. I'll talk shit. We'll make jokes. We'll laugh about inappropriate things. I'm cool with that. But I never got off and all that stuff, man. Like, and so I always like appreciated that because you were the same, man. Like me, you, Alfred, like you guys got me through Syracuse, man. Like, dude, had it not been for you, had it not been for like Alfred, had it not been for like Joanna, dude, I would have been gone. You know what I mean? Like I would have been gone. Like I stuck around because I had a handful of people that I was like, all right, this isn't so bad. Like, so long as these people are here, it's not so bad. When you left, dude, that sucked. Like that was like, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I got to figure something out.
I got to find a small Hispanic chubby man.
I got to survive somehow because it was like we were able to like you know, when I was having those days, I was able to like talk to you, and we were able to be like, yeah, fuck this place, but let's stick it out or whatever.
That's right.
When you were gone,
I remember those,
when you were gone, I was like, I don't know, man. Like, it might be it for me too, man. Like, I don't know if this is it. Like, I don't know. But you know, we made it work. Like, I remember talking to Alfred, and Alfred was one of the guys that kind of set me straight. He was like, nigga. You know, I told him, like, man, I think I'm done here. He's like, man, you be all right, man. He's like, you almost done, dude. What are you talking about? I was like, all right, you're right, man. Like, you're right. So, yeah, man, Siobhan and just, it wasn't a whole lot of people, but there was a handful of people that I was like, man, these are my people, you know.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy because I feel like, well, just me personally, right? Like in my faith, I feel like, you know, God be placing people in your life for a reason or something that, whether it's you call it destiny or really whatever it is, right? So, you know, I'm grateful that, you know, we still stay in touch. We've had our adventures, freaking survival stories. I know you got to bounce off real soon, but before we go, Bruce, do you have any final questions? Any concerns? Any comments?
He's got some concerns.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, bro, I feel like he answered everything though. Concerts.
Oh, you got notes. You're prepared.
Oh man, appreciate that.
He answered everything, bro.
Yeah,
I think we did it.
Yeah. Oh,
we
actually,
did it again, brother.
There's one of our team members. She did want to know. She couldn't be on today, but she wanted to know if you ever, because she saw our last episode. She's like, did you ever finish the last course to get your diploma, which I think is business calculus?
Bro, here's the thing. If you look at the tab on my computer right now, that's in my tab. Like, I literally called one Friday because, you know, and the reason that I revisit it now, actually, it's cheaper because all of the classes are online. So that was one of the problems I was having, is that I would have to go into a school to do the class, and I didn't want to do that. You know, it's difficult to pass a class that way. But if it's all on, you get my drift, you know, but if it's all online and there's no in-person test, I'm going to pass that class with flying colors.
It's done with.
You know what I mean? It's easy. I ain't even got to think twice about it. So now that all of the classes are 100% virtual and there's no going in to have to, like, because I was concerned, man. They were like, yeah, you got to come in and take 2 tests, and tests are worth 50%. And I'm like, shit, I ain't going to pass those tests. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, yeah, I don't think I can do that. But all the classes being online, it's an even playing field now. I'm about to ace it, you know? Like, so I'm actually, it's on my tab now, and I'm looking into it, and I'm probably going to go ahead, and I just haven't done the school thing in so long that I don't even know how the financial aid stuff works out. Like, do I get financial aid again, or do I got to pay for it? Or, I'm like, dog, I don't want to pay for this. You know, like, I don't want to pay. Like, they want me to pay X amount of dollars per credit? Like, what? What are you talking about? I got to pay for it. You know, what are you talking about? First, I don't get my stimulus check. Then I don't get my unemployment. Now I got to pay for a class. Are you kidding me? Are you joking? Or is this a joke? Come on. Listen, I was really hoping Bernie Sanders would be elected so that I can get these student loans forgiven and I can go back to school at no cost. I mean, that's what I was hoping for. But it looks like I'm going to have to take responsibility for my own loans and work for the next 20 years to pay these things off. So, hey, it is what it is.
Yeah, man. So, I mean, I guess, you know, the short answer is no, right? I guess that's what you want to say.
No, I didn't take it. I'm working on it, y'all. I'm working on it. I'm literally working on it now.
I figured. No, it's but man, what an episode, dude. Holy cow. When you're having fun, time flies. I usually say that for everybody. But I mean,
that's a part of your bit. That's like
it's a little bit.
Your script.
Yeah. That's my way to kind of like kind of cut people off. Like, hey, oh my gosh, you know, time flies when you're having a fun. You gotta cut it off and now. Yeah, but it was a pleasure to have you on again, bro. You're an all-star, friend of the show. Thank you so much for taking the time, man. Company, whatever it is you're working on now, feel free to take the time to plug it in, dude. Your social, whatever you want to.
Company's just Perry Entertainment Group, Peary Entertainment Group. Yeah, I mean, that's it. I'm not gonna give my personal Instagram. And yeah, I mean, I'm working on some stuff, so stay tuned. Check out if you go to the Instagram, you can, our website link is in the bio, so you can check out the website and subscribe and get our newsletter and keep updated on the shows that we're working on. And yeah, stay tuned, and we're gonna have some cool shows for next year, and buy a ticket.
Definitely. Awesome, man. And yeah, we'll make sure to always link everything down in the description.
Yeah.
Thanks again, man, for joining us.
This is gonna be some serious editing, this video. I mean, this is gonna be a job, man. There were so many inappropriate things in this podcast that if you put this out publicly, neither you or me or Bruce are gonna get a job. I mean, we could be considered. Oh, it's gonna be bad. Like I said, I got a call on Tuesday, so just put this out on Wednesday. Put it out after the call.
Oh yeah, I don't get to come out Wednesday. Oh, we got stories, bro. We have stories for days of those posse meetings, and gosh.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
we got a few.
Yeah. But yeah, you know what? Let me close it out before we keep going. As always, thank you everybody watching. Subscribe, like, turn on your notifications so you know when a new episode comes out. We post weekly. I'm staying consistent, so you know it's working out. We love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Follow us on Instagram. Keep up with Kalvin on his journey and his company to see what other great things he will continue doing.
Yeah.
As always, thank you, Kalvin. Thank you, Bruce, for joining. Shout out to Angie Rose. Shout out to Scary Pool Party. Shout out to Alfred. Happy belated birthday by the time you see this.
Oh, man.
I got to get him on.
Get him on. He ain't that busy.
I get him on.
Alfred's like the busiest guy in the world. Alfred, you're not that busy. Come on Luis's podcast. I'm telling you to come on. I'm going to call him and tell him to come on.
All right. We'll schedule him for next Monday for sure.
The world needs to see it.
Yeah, man. Again, thank you guys for coming on. Thank you guys for watching. As always, stay fat with the PH, and God bless y'all. We'll see you on the next one.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.